So today is exactly 50 years since Nixon took us off the gold standard. The 15th of August 1971, in the middle of a very popular show Bonanza, the President of the United States, Richard Nixon, goes on TV and tells the American public, well, why don't you listen?
We must protect the position of the American dollar as a pillar of monetary stability around the world. In the past 7 years, there's been an average of one international monetary crisis every year. Now, who gains from these crises? Not the working man, not the investor, not the real producers of wealth. The gainers are the international money speculators. Because they thrive on crises, they help to create them. In recent weeks, the speculators have been waging an all-out war on the American dollar. The strength of a nation's currency is based on the strength of that nation's economy. And the American economy is by far the strongest in the world. Accordingly, I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States.
International money speculators. My question to you is, how did these so-called international money speculators got their money in the first place? Where did they get the dollars to create such a chaos? It's called guns and butter. The United States both had a war and social programs that give up money to everyone. The United States in 1971 went bankrupt. It defaulted on its debt. It promised to exchange their dollars for gold. However, since they printed so many trillions of dollars, since everyone had so much money out there, they were not able and they could not afford to exchange it for gold. Now, the gold standard did exactly what it needed to do. It gave limit, or it put limit on politicians' ability to print pieces of paper, simply because anyone who received that piece of paper can return it to the United States and supposedly receive gold. However, since there were too many pieces of paper, it was impossible for the United States to return $35 for every ounce. What they were supposed to do is admit to the American people that they have sabotaged the economy, and therefore gold is not $35 but rather $150. They didn't do that. They preferred simply defaulting on a debt and continue print as much pieces of paper as they like. And from that point on, fiat money was created. From that point on, the bureaucrats in the US government and any other government for that matter were able to print as much as they think. What happened in 1971 has direct consequences on the life we lead today. The fact that we don't have a sound money system makes it so that government bureaucrats have unlimited power. They're only limited by their imagination of how to construct society, who should get what. At no point does a government employee confronted with the fact that he printed too many pieces of paper. It would show in the suffering of the population. 2 people would need to work instead of 1 in order to provide for a family. Lives have been very difficult since then. The gap between the rich and the poor is very wide. We should not and we don't want to live in a world without a sound money system where there are people who are have unlimited power. They can do as they please. They can print their way out at the expense of the population. Let it be Bitcoin, let it be gold, let it be anything that these bureaucrats cannot control. That's what I have for you. Till next time.